Y'all come on in the building. Let's go back down memory lane. Thought that would be good tonight. To bring education. It should bring some laughter, some fun. Make you stop and think about how far we've come. Where were you when all this was taking place? That's what went on in my head when I was thinking about the content for tonight. Back down memory lane. hmm So tonight, what am I knocking down? My little flower from Sunshine that I still got to frame or do something with. Hey, Misty. So I thought it would be fun to look back. Just sit back, relax. You know, we relax people over here. We don't get in a hurry for nothing. Why are we getting in a hurry, huh? The world is moving too fast as it is. Chill. I got some popcorn. That's my snack of choice tonight. And I got some water. So get your snack. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Think about where you were, what age you were, what you were doing when all of these things we're getting ready to talk about took place. When you go back down memory lane, you don't have to go too far back. If you're 40 years old, most of these things were happening when you were a baby. I think to just is probably our little baby over here, our baby girl over here, because she's not 40 yet. And there may be a few more out in the bushes and in the chat. But that's all right too. And let me invite the bush watchers in tonight. Y'all can go down memory lane too. You don't have to sit out there in with the snakes and the roaches and the whatever's out there in them bushes. Termites. I don't know what's in them bushes. Okay? But you don't have to be out there unless you choose to be out there. Nobody in here is gonna bother you, bite you, or nothing. It would probably be best if you were in here. That way you could ask some questions and get the right answers to what you're looking for. Okay? So you're cordially invited. Now we're living in an age of new age technology where the world has really, really gone all the way around a 360. And we'll never go back to where we have been with technology because it's bridged the gap between different countries and people all over the world. That's why it appears that the world is moving faster, because it is. Everything is instant now. Everything. I told y'all one time before that my favorite cartoon was the Jetsons. It was. Because it was whoever wrote that was so advanced. We didn't have microwaves when he wrote that. We didn't have drones when he wrote that. We didn't have anything. If you go back to that cartoon, when he wrote it, it was futuristic. That was a very sharp man. But everything that's in the Jetsons now and more is here. We're living it. I am so happy to be able to look back over my life and to have grown up in the era, in the decade I did, to see where we have been, where we started, and what we've come to. Because coming up in the 50s, when I was born, there wasn't very much of anything other than just a simple life. Keeping food on the table, clothes on the back, cars to drive. Cars were just coming into existence then. I mean, think about it. You coming out of the T Model Fords into cars. When I came along, people were still riding horses. When I came along, there was a man used to come to my grandma's grocery store on his horse with his sack. I can remember that as a little girl. So I've seen a lot of changing times during my time here on earth. Good and bad. Space shuttles came into existence in my time. A lot of things have happened. People went from the train, from the ships, to the plane, buses, all means of locomotives have come about in my time. You got some of the fastest planes out there now running that it's almost scary to get on them. They moving so fast. Same thing with the trains. Everything is moving fast, quick, and in a hurry, and you can get left behind in an instant. I've lived to see cursive writing no longer a big part in the school system. We were taught that in elementary school. We're going to talk about it tonight. Reading skills are lacking these days. Hooked on phonics, I guess, went out in the 80s. Not sure. So let's just sit back, relax, and let me see if I got any mods in here tonight. Because if I don't have no mods, I'm going to have to make some mods tonight. I didn't have time to even look and see if anybody even wanted to be a mod. Mister, you here? Mister, would you like to be a mod? Open and publicly, yes or no? So I can do it right now. You're in here all the time anyway, and when you can't come in, I want to make at least 4 tonight. So, Misty, I'm hollering it out. Tajisti, Edward, you just came over, but you in here all the time. Good evening, Sunshine. I know you don't have the time, but I know you would if you could. And if you do, say yes, okay? Let's see. Hey, Elaine. Same to you, Elaine. Tell me if you want to be a mod. Come down and say yes. If you don't say anything, then I know you won't. Chris the Fish. Hello, Miss, looking like fire to me. Okay, well, come on in. We're going down memory lane tonight, Chris. Did you hit the like button? Have you subscribed? Got to do all that to come over here and talk to us. Now, we ain't just letting anybody up in here. We don't want everybody up in here because everybody ain't right, okay? We done lived out here long enough on this road to figure out. We don't want everybody in our neighborhood. But you come on in. You came in speaking. I like that. I hate people that come in and don't even speak. Walk up in folks' home. Good evening, Miss Jackie. How you doing? Did I say you too, Miss Jackie? Okay. Hi, Latasha Watkins Johnson. Hello, Miss V. Hello to you, Miss Latasha. Come on in the building, sit down, relax, go on, get your drink, whatever your drink of choice is tonight. It's about 7:30 Central Standard Time. I don't know what time it is where you are, but take a minute, take a moment with me tonight, and let's just walk down memory lane. Hey, Matthew, make it clap. I don't know what you want me to make it clap, but what I need you to do is back out of here, Matthew. Come back in and speak to me and everybody, okay? That's what I need you to do first. We like to communicate by speaking. Hello, how are you? Okay? Just because you didn't know. Mr. Commentator, haircut fire, bro. Okay, this ain't a haircut. This happened to be braids, and I'm not a bro. Well, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. So I'm going to get you straight when you come up in here. In my channel, I'm paying the cost to be the boss over here. Certain things you're going to do and certain things you're not going to do. Hey, Katie, 1975, reading, writing, and arithmetic seem to have gone bye-bye. Everybody's wanting to do the calculator. They don't know how to do it. What if that sucker break down on you? What if that cell phone won't work for you? And I would want to know how to do math if I didn't want to know nothing but how to count my money. Many people have gotten in trouble out here not being able to do arithmetic, not being able to do reading and writing. I'm not talking about no little people. I'm talking about celebrities have been taken because they didn't read, write, and know how to do arithmetic and lost millions behind that. We don't want to do that over here. We want to teach our children, our grandchildren, that is very important. Sunshine is speaking to you. Edward, I'm sure is speaking to everybody. Hey, Musgrove, how you doing? You know I'm always call you Musgrove. Girlfriend back in the building again tonight. Y'all welcome girlfriend in. Deborah Halleck. Hey, Miss Aretha, how you doing? Okay, so that's what we headed tonight. We're going back down memory lane. I'm gonna see if any of y'all remember any of this stuff that really happened. You know, I got to put my speculars on because I can't see without them. Even though they're just reading glasses, I gotta have them to read the little writing. Yeah, I don't need them for other stuff, because I had the cataract surgery. Y'all know that. Anyway, things that have disappeared from society. And no one probably really noticed. Unless you my age or maybe 50. They just kind of came. You used them at that time. And then they went. And it's kind of easy to overlook the subtle changes. As long as it's replaced with something, you're really not paying it too much attention. It's like a whirlwind pace we've gone through in the last 40 years. Look back, think about it. This is Houston behind me, 1970s Houston, Ease and Nay. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. From technology shifts, we have gone like a 360. We changed social norms. Almost anything is accepted. It doesn't matter anymore. Hey, Iona, good evening. Come on in. We're talking about these changing times. Going back down memory lane. That's what I want y'all to think about. What has changed in y'all's life in the last years, whatever age you are since you've been here. And how fast we are moving now compared to what we used to. Okay, Miss Jackie, you're here. Okay, so you're just coming in. I asked several people if they wanted to be mods. So when I get down to the comment, tell me yes or no. You were one of them, Jackie. Errol was another one. Who else did I say? Tajisti, Misty. I'm trying to get people who have a little time on the hand. Sting. Hey, Zaza, where you been? I ain't seen you in weeks. Hey, Ms.V, glad you caught a line. Well, where you been? You was up in here every day, and then all of a sudden you disappear. I be looking for folks like, what happened to them? Okay, you good, Jackie? All right, thank you. Hold on, y'all. All right. I honestly, the price of bread, a loaf, 50 cents. Used to. Fine, and now you probably won't get but one slice. I own it. And that's the way it is. That's the times we living in. It's terrible out here. Shoot. And everybody retired on a fixed income. Life was supposed to be good for us. I mean, we done worked all these years, 40-some years, most of the people that I know. And you get there, and it's great. And you think, okay, you got $700,000 saved up in the bank in your little 401k. In today's world, that could go so fast with the cost of housing going up, cars went up, everything just tripled on us in a few years. So now we watching pennies just like everybody else because you're not working no more. That is your fixed income. If you don't get you a hustle, yeah. Thank you, Edward, for taking care of everybody coming in for me. I appreciate you, Edward. So many things have quietly exited the stage without much fanfare. They just came and they went. Katie, landlines to beepers to car phones to oops, it went away. I'm gonna find you. Hold on. Lord have mercy, it did jump. I hate when it does that. Okay, let me go back down because I wanted to read that one because that was important what you were saying. Hold on. You been in the bushes? It's a lot's going on in these YouTube streets. You ain't got to be in my bushes, Zaza. I don't know what bushes you need to be in, but these bushes over here, we talking topics over here. They ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Every now and then we have to stop and, check. But we soon move away from that. We go back to what we were doing. We're not trying to change who we are over here. We trying to learn some things. We trying to educate. We trying to um, have a little humor, and we do that from time to time. Yeah. So come on up out of them bushes. I was thinking while you said that. Why would you be in the bushes? That's what was on my mind. Okay, but anyway, let me keep going. Uh, Katie, you took the message back. That's why I couldn't find it. But you were talking good noise, and what you were saying was true. Okay. Hello, Frederick. Good evening. How you doing? I get it, Tagistic. Thank you. Anyway. This month is moving fast. I own every month is moving fast. Every day is moving fast. The day it was like, this is my third time out here today. Y'all know I don't normally come out but twice. Most of the time I ain't been able to come out but once. If I came one while I was working. And I did it for a reason. I'm like, how can some people come out here 3, 4, 5 times a day? They ain't getting nothing done. Because, or either they just reacting. They're just watching people and reacting. But if you actually coming out here with commentary, it takes a while to get it together. Research stuff. Find out what you want to talk about. I'm like, I don't get it. But anyway, all right. E, let's see. Landlines. That's what I was looking for, Katie. Landlines to beepers to car phones to cell phones, but I still have my landline. Actually, Katie, I got rid of the landline when I lived in a house in Texas City. The kids got, I had my stepson and my daughter, and they got cell phones. Well, they got beepers first. And then the cell phones came out and they got the cell phones. Well, once everybody had a cell phone in the house, I didn't have no need for a landline. So I got rid of it then. But when I married the last husband, he still had his landline at his house when I moved up there. And we even talked about getting rid of it. And he kept saying, well, I get a big discount. I work for Verizon. I was manager. I retired from Verizon. I went back to, I'm like, okay, but they still, Verizon is high. I don't know how many of y'all have it, but it is high. With a 40% discount, he was paying a lot because everything was tied to them. And I was like, I'm leaving you. I'm going over to T-Mobile. And I that's what I had to do. Because that was just too much money for a cell phone bill for me. And then he had the internet tied to it. He had the security tied. Not me. I'm gone. Okay. Miss Aretha says she still got her landline too. Hey, Holistic, glad you could come in this evening. You retyped it? Okay. Homestyle, I'm here, Ms.V, thinking about things the way they were in is a good topic. I'm enjoying it. Wish I could find the old gas prices again. Baby, I can remember. Deborah, you in the chat? When we were in the 70s going to school, Deborah, you had a little Vega. I had a little red Fiat. What were we paying for gas back then? Was it like 50 cents a gallon or something like that? I don't even think it had made it $1 a gallon. I don't know. Deborah, if you remember, put it in the chat. Alex, good evening. Alex, I was going to ask where you were. You been busy, baby? If so, I understand. Much love to you too, baby. And so I'm trying to get some Mars to help y'all out in here. Hey, Kendra, how you doing? Thank you for the hearts and the roses. Kendra also has a channel out here, y'all. I don't want y'all to go back to the old movies with the gas stations and the Google prices. Whoo, yes, indeed. Somebody Google it for the 70s. And let's come up from the 70s to where we are now. Just hit the 70s for me and put it in the chat. Deborah says it was 35 cents. Wow. And that gas went forever back then. Seemed like this gas don't last as long as that gas did back then. Unleaded was just hitting the scene back then. Yep. Wow. 35 cents. Now that's back down memory lane. And I had a 5-speed, Deborah, so I could go a long time with that little red car. And Deborah had a brand new, was it a Vega back then, Deborah? Yeah, I remember it was yellow. Yeah, baby. All right. So the first thing I thought about, and I know y'all gonna come up with some more stuff in here too. And don't forget to hit the like button up in the right hand corner, the thumbs up, okay? Was the phone book. Y'all remember them big, thick phone books they used to send out like twice a year or something? Them phone books are obsolete. They don't come out no more. And I'm going to tell y'all something really funny. Y'all done told you about the oldest brother. He a trip. 81. The last one I got. So after his wife passed, she passed of cancer 4 years ago now. And I'm down there cleaning up the house and getting the house straight and putting the pots up higher where he can reach and where he don't have to get down there because he ain't used to being in the kitchen no way. She stayed in the kitchen. She did all of the domestic work and worked outside as a librarian. So I get in the drawers and I'm ready to throw these phone books away. He hollered, "Hey, girl, what you doing?" I was scared me to death. I'm like, "What you talking about? I'm throwing these phone books away." Don't throw my phone books away. I still use my phone books. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know." The man used the phone books when we was looking up folks' numbers and addresses to send them a thank you card for the stuff that they had sent there after his wife passed. He went and got them phone books out the drawers. And I'm thinking to myself, them people don't live there no more. Them numbers ain't the right numbers. He looked them up. We got about 10 back because that phone book was obsolete. Yes, indeed. But that was the first thing that came to my mind. And then the phone booth. Now, Deborah, I think your husband worked with South, it must have been Central Bell with the phone booth. So you never worked for the phone company. He retired for the phone company. So she's very familiar with these phone books and phone booths and all that stuff. They were once a beacon for lost travelers. You could stop and you could use the phone booth. Do I need to put a picture out there? Do everybody know what a phone booth look like? I need you to be still, little phone. Let me find y'all a phone booth right quick. I'm thinking my sugar wiggle. This is the phone book, okay? That's what it looked like. That's it. The yellow phone book. Okay? Let me see if I can find y'all a phone booth. But they usually were red because they stood out. And it's just a single little building big enough for you to get up in there. If two people got up in there, it was a little crowded. And they had glass doors. And everybody would go to the phone booth. There's a phone booth. That's what it looked like. It had telephone up there. And it had an old rotary phone up in the phone booth. And a long cord. And it had a little seat where you could sit down in it. Long gone. Days gone by. But it helped travelers on the road where they could stop and call back. You ain't had no cell phones back then. That's how you communicated. Then, the movie came out with Superman. Superman used to change his clothes up in the phone booth. Now, I know y'all gonna try to act like y'all don't know nothing about Superman, and Superman changed his clothes up in the Clark Kent. Y'all know about that. The physical maps, long gone. Everywhere you travel, you had to have this big old road map to get you there. Wasn't no Google. Let me find your physical map for those, my young'uns in here who's never seen a physical map. There we go. That's what it looked like. A road map. I remember my first time driving on the highway. My sister-in-law and I drove from Monroe, Louisiana to Gary, Indiana, on to Detroit. Okay? We were going to my cousin's wedding. So it was my sister-in-law, myself. I'm doing all the driving, all the way drive I drove all the way there and all the way back. Never had been on freeways before other than the little I-20 that ran through Monroe. And my nephew, the mayor nephew, was probably about 4 at the time. He was the ring bearer. I was like a bridesmaid. And I don't remember if my sister-in-law was in the wedding or not, or she was just accompanying us. Baby, I ain't never. She kept the road map going over there and kept me on the right highways, and I did the driving. We had another man in the back who was a friend of my dad who was going up, and he was supposed to be the chauffeur. Well, we get to Mississippi, and this man already dozing off. I'm like, you got to go. Get in the back, Mr. Johnny B. Rest your soul. Yes, indeed. But we had physical road maps, and you had to know how to read the map in order to stay on the right highway. Alex is telling y'all, those who are entering, would you please hit the like button, 3 dots in the right hand corner, thumbs up. Thank you. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up with my chat too. I think most of y'all are just speaking. Typewriters to computers, to better computers to iPads. That's it, Katie. Katie on top of this thing. Yep, I can remember that. And I never could get my hands right on them. Some people could type so fast on them old typewriters, and it was hard to push the keys down until you got real familiar with them. Now you had to break them keys in. But my sister-in-law could do that. She was one of the fastest typers. Tajista bust out laughing. You don't know nothing about this, do you, Tajista? You heard about it. Okay. Ms.V, I miss you. However, I have you covered. Ms.V, I am here and better. Oh, okay, Alex. Thank you so much. I'm glad them phone books gone. Kendra say she glad they gone. Imagine how many people would be looking us up nowadays. Yeah, they'd have your address and everything. We don't live in those times no more. I never thought about it that way, Kendra, but you're right. You are so right. Now they got to dox you, okay, and find out where you live and all that. Hell, I just put it out there if they want to know. You want to come visit? Come on. Tutu, hello. White pages and yellow pages. Yes, ma'am. The white pages were the residential, and the yellow pages were the businesses. But again, that stuff was so funny when that man put, and I'm talking about 4 years ago, he did that on me. Y'all got to remember, he 81. He old school, okay? And when I picked up them phone books, baby, he had a fit. I said, ooh, let me put these phone books back in this drawer. The phone is on the wall right by the door underneath the cabinet in his kitchen. And that first drawer is where them phone books are. To today. Don't nobody bother them phone books now. Leave them phone books alone. Okay. We could still use the phone booths. Yeah, it might be a little dangerous today, Kendra. I'm not sure about the phone booths. With what people are doing out there now, it's kidnapping and murdering and all that stuff that's going on. I'd probably be a little bit afraid to be out there in them phone booths in certain areas. Maybe in the rural, it might be okay. But in these cities and suburbs, I don't know. You still have the payphone, Deborah. That's nostalgic. Keep it. And it probably is going to be worth a lot because you can hardly find them. That's a good antique. Yes. Our library here still has a phone booth. It works and it's free to call out. Oh, wow. She's in Canada. Tajista is. That's neat. Most phone booths smell, but we still use them. They sure did, and was nasty because nobody never cleaned them up. You think about it. We just went in there and we used them in behind everybody, but we didn't have to worry about all this stuff that we got out here now either. You know, the big C and all this stuff after the pandemic. Back then, I guess God just took care of us. Yeah. Because I don't think we definitely were as clean as we are now with the sanitation of the hands and all that. You know, You might be in a phone booth for scratching your hair like I'm doing and run down to the neighbor thing and get a hamburger and just start eating it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've come a long ways. You got a road atlas, Deborah? Deborah got a lot of stuff going on. Um, to say she glad that physical map is gone. It was a little hard to read, and you could get on the wrong highway and have to go miles to turn around and come back. Mm-hmm. These cell phone signals be dropping. To just say, I never understood a doggone physical map. I would end up in the other side of the world with that thing. And you had to have a few lessons on that map. But they probably taught it in school. I don't remember being taught the map in school. My mother taught me how to read a map. But it could have been in there in the earlier years how to read a map. I can't say for sure. Okay, so the next thing, if this phone would stay up, I'd be good, was the VHS tapes. Okay, hold on. Y'all like got to stop and buy me some stands, because this just ain't working. Maybe it'll stay. Hopefully. Okay. Alex, thank you. Alex has put my channel name in the chat for those who want to subscribe. Thank you, Alex. VHS tapes, DVDs. Those were the Blu-rays that have been replaced. They were clunky, black rectangular boxes. I'm sure some of you came out of that era and you remembered them, but they really, really got popular in the cars. That's what brought them about. That was another way of listening to, because I've gone from just the AM radio to the AM FM radio to the VHS tapes, black clunky box, and that thing you would have to wind it with a pencil. It'd get all tangled up, and a lot of people recorded a lot of movies on them and family memories on them, and then they were in for a while, and all of a sudden they were replaced instantly, like overnight. They were in and they were out. Then came the cassette, which was smaller. Still the same problem. It would tangle and it get caught up in the cassette player and all of that. So we've come from a long ways trying to record our music, trying to listen to our music in the cars and stuff like that. And it would be fine long as it would be working, and you could be really jamming, and all of a sudden, and it was all messed up. You love your electric typewriter. Those are extinct too. You can barely find them. Even if you go to assignment shops or Goodwills and stuff like that, it's hard to find those. Don't know what happened to them. Electric typewriters were better, but those manuals exercise your fingers. Yes, they did, Caddy. Is it Caddy or Katie? Is a C like a K? Okay. Deborah says, yep, we were nasty. No sanitizer. No, we didn't. And Deborah, you think when we were in the dorms, we used to pull out for folks' food and all that kind of stuff and, try to get some off the other side where they hadn't eaten off of it. And we didn't go wash our hands and all that stuff back then. We might go wash our hands before we went to the dinner table. But just ordinary stuff going in people's potato chips bags and all kind of shit. Now, them other colored people were bad, talking about give me a swallow. Not out my drink, you ain't. No, we don't do that. We don't go that far. I'll pour you some, but you're not finna sip out of mine. But they had that bad. It didn't bother them. Let's see. Ovens to microwaves to air fryers. That's it. Y'all know. In geography, they taught us about maps, but I probably was asleep or went to the restroom during that lesson. Kendra, you a mess. Then we had floppy disks. Y'all remember the floppy disks? Those were those little small square pieces of plastic. And they were the epitome of the portable storage for your computers. Just walked out overnight. Okay? Records to 8 tracks to cassettes to digital. Own it. Yes, ma'am. That's where we go. But remember, we've been talking about the records, and the record players are coming back. Just talked about it last night, I think. Hey, Pastor Thomas. Membership badges are available. It is not required, but it is greatly appreciated by Ms.V. to obtain. Hit the join button. Thank you kindly. And I thank each and every one of you. And Alex, I really appreciate you. You're a great mod. Good evening, Pastor Thomas. Ms.V. CBS was a way of communication, but cell phone have taken them over now. Yeah, Breaker 19 out there in them trucks, and then they got popular in the cars. I remember my older brothers had them and would break in. You were looking for the popos, yeah, when you were using those. Trying to stop from getting tickets. I don't know if it helped, if it didn't help. Hey, Rena, I would never let anyone bite off my sandwich. No, Rena, let me break it off for you, okay? And don't be talking about let me sip. Because they would do that. They would drink behind each other and eat behind each other and stuff like that. Now, we wasn't that nasty. We probably didn't wash our hands like we were supposed to, but we ain't be eating behind nobody. My mama taught us better than that. No, you ain't doing it, okay? Do the stenographers in court still use the manual typewriters nowadays? I ain't been in a courtroom in so long, I don't even know. Those people impressed me with those shorthand skills. Yeah, they were. And they could do it fast, and they got every word, and then they went in there and translated it after they got finished. Ringer washers and clotheslines to updated washers and dryers. Boy, they got washers and dryers out here now like computers, stacking on top of each other, doing everything but taking the clothes out the wash and putting them in the dryer. I guess that's next. Okay. Now there are also everything that we talking about right now up until this point, they're antique. So if you save them and you got them, you probably need holding on to some money. My daughter saw an old TV and she said that TV has come back. Oh, okay. They're probably the one with the legs, because we just talked about the leg furniture is coming back, and TVs used to have legs just like furniture. And before they went down on a console on the ground, they were up on legs. Big old boxy looking things. And were black and white. We got to talk about, they went from black and white to some kind of tint on the screen to color. This is awesome. Sweet memories. Thank you, Kendra. Let's keep on with it. Now, you know, when we were back off in grade school, y'all know that we had to go look everything up. Wasn't no Googling. What is you talking about? What is Google? Encyclopedias and dictionaries. And my mom was a grade school teacher, elementary school teacher, and she was big on telling you, don't ask me, go look it up. Oh, I used to get so hot with her. And then sometimes I'd be thinking, does she know the answer? Or she just being cruel and making me look? But she really was making me look it up, because if you have to go and you have to find out that information without somebody telling you, you'll remember it longer, because you got to read it. She just didn't give you what you were looking for. I have never used a typewriter. I would love to try. Alex, I don't know even where you would find one unless they have one in a library or museums. Usually in the museums, they don't let you fool with them. But you might try looking some up in the local libraries, or maybe go to some kind of old pawn shops or something like that and see if you can find one in there. Let's see. Let me go back up. No, has back how thick the old TVs are. They were. And they were pretty heavy back then, too. They weren't light like they are now. These big old TVs we have now, they don't even compare to the weight of those small TVs back in the day. The thesaurus, hot dog, Katie. I was trying to get that out. You actually like the encyclopedias? There may be some encyclopedias left at my mom's house in her library if my nephew who lives in there now hasn't thrown them away. Because when they moved in, they kind of cleaned out. They threw a lot of stuff away. The old Victrola stereo she had in her bedroom, the telephone, like they had on Andy Griffin, I don't know what they called it, with the speaker, and you put it up to your ear. That's gone. That was on a wall in her bedroom. She had a lot of antiques in there. The old sewing machine with the pedal from her mom. Yeah. I don't know what that stuff is. Ms.V, that word is a tongue twister. Yes, it is, Alex. Um, we had every volume of the encyclopedias in our family homes. I want them for when I eventually build my dream home, and a grandfather clock. I had a grandfather clock from my house in Texas City. And I told you I didn't take much stuff out of that house because it was too big to put into a smaller space. And I left that with his children up in Baltimore. I had the curio cabinet and the grandfather clock that matched. And when I first got it, I'm gonna tell you what happens when you first get it. It was something I've always wanted. Baby, that thing was coming out and it was cuckooing all the time. After about a month, I got so tired of him, I shut him off. They had a little thing where you could put him on silent. He ain't cuckoo no more. Mm-mm. I still have a set of encyclopedias. My children won't let me get rid of them. Don't, homestyle. Keep them. It's nostalgia. Okay? Because it's going to be hard to find them if you ever get rid of them. The information in them is old, but it's history of things that was going on during that time. What did you do with that clock? Left it with his children, Kendra. Ms.V, thank you for mentioning the phone booth. I am going to watch the movie Jumpin' Jack Flash, starring Whoopi Goldberg, when she got kidnapped in the phone booth. Yes, I remember seeing that movie, to Gisty. Holistic. All these listics and gistics going together tonight. Okay. After the encyclopedias became obsolete, they became obsolete because Wikipedia and online databases took over, came full fruition right in front of our eyes. You went to sleep with the encyclopedia, you woke up and it was gone. You might still have it in your home, but nobody was using it. Home economics and sewing classes in high school. I took them. Yeah, actually majored in fashion merchandising. When Deborah and I were in college, that was my first degree. Yeah. Then I went back for the second one, was early childhood development. Maybe that's why I like children. And never worked in that field, in either one of those fields, up until this year with the children. In the classroom for a little while right out of college. And that was it. I love my physical books still to this day. My sister-in-law did too. She was a librarian, and that's why she loved the books. She liked to turn the pages, and she liked to put the little ribbons across there and the little bookmarks where she could go back to it. And she was an avid reader. She loved to read. She went around the world in her books. Dial-up internet. Who remembers the dial-up internet? Ah, the sound of the dial has become nostalgic. Connecting to the internet back in just the 90s, you had to go through a whole ordeal and hear that sound. Now, we have modems. And it's all over. Disappeared overnight. The fax machines becoming obsolete. You find fewer and fewer of them now because of the emails. It's quicker. It's faster. You don't need paper. So we're going to watch that like a blink of an eye. Boop. Be gone. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go back up. In my opinion, they need to bring home economics and woodshop back to the public school system. It teaches social skills. Yes, it does. And you learn how to cook. Boys, we're in our home economics class also. All my brothers left the house knowing how to cook. My mom was like, y'all might not get wives that know how to cook. Y'all might not get wives that know how to iron, how to sew, and all that. They can sew their buttons on. Yeah, wasn't nothing wrong with that. They still went out there on that football field, made a man out of them. Mm-hmm. Yes, Kendra, I enjoy physical. My cousin loves audio. Hey, Latasha, how you doing? Fax is antique nowadays. Yeah, it's the emails now. Disposable cameras. I'm gonna take y'all back a little while further. Yeah, we had disposable cameras. We went from the Polaroids where you could pull a picture out to disposable cameras to the cell phone that knocked that disposable. Having to go and get all that stuff developed, that costs money. Now everybody, you find very few people who have real live cameras unless they work in that field where they need to have a very good camera. Mm-hmm. It's your cell phone. Take a picture and you can store it in there. You don't have to worry about it. Absolutely, holistic. That's why they don't be wanting to work nowadays. Let's see. Let me go back up. All right, here's a message from Alex. You can bless the host at $ Vieta Brown, which is a cash app. We also have super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. It's greatly appreciated by Queen V. Every blessing is appreciated. You got that right. Thank you, Alex. All right, so now we've gone from the disposable camera all the way up to the cell phone. Now, people are also changed as everything else changed. You got that right. We don't dress the same. Um, the eyelashes came in, so that's the big deal now. I think it's less makeup going on right now. It's more of a natural look. The hair is all natural now. For most people, very few people are going to get their hair relaxed anymore. Um, our body shapes are different because people took a little bit more interest in their bodies and how they look days gone by. Little bitty waistlines. You very seldom saw a very large lady. Now it's just like whatever. And you're right, Tagistic. The video rental stores. My husband and I almost got into that while we were working out there at Amico. Because that was a big thing. Y'all don't know about the video stores. You used to go in there and walk down the aisles and look at movies. You could spend a lot of time in there just trying to pick out what movie you wanted to watch. What movie you were going to take home. How many movies you were going to take home. And you went in there and rented them. And then they started putting the little booths outside in the grocery stores and stuff like that. That was a big thing. That came up, I guess, late 80s, early 90s, the video stores. Yeah. Came and went. Hold on, I think my screen is frozen. It was. I got to go back up and catch y'all's comments. I am right here. Fashion always spins the block. I couldn't have said it any better. We've talked about fashion over here. When we talked about the 60s era, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and how the fashion trends changed too. And then I just told you last night, we're going right back into the 60s again. That's what's coming about now. Yep. Kendra 100, absolutely. And that's why good customer service has gone out the window. Yep. They want you to go in there now. And okay, in the last couple of years, Walmart started this mess, making you sack your own groceries. Now they find out they're losing too much money because people done figured out how to get around that and not scan this and not scan that, or scan the wrong thing twice and put it in the bag. All kind of stuff going on. So now they're getting rid of it. I noticed in the dollar store, they got a sign up there. It's no longer in use. And somewhere else I went, and they were saying the people were coming to get them and take them out of the stores. I'm glad, because I ain't never told Walmart I want to sack my own groceries. Hell, I'm paying for them. You sack them. BBLs. Oh, yeah, changing our bodies. Just like that. Our teeth, our eyes, what else we doing? Even fake eyebrows now, like a wig, you can glue them on and take them off. I've seen those too. The veneers, they've been around for a minute. Now they're getting the whole thing done. Used to be the gold mouth. Nuh-uh, gold teeth out now. They been out really. But some people just can't turn them loose. They just left back. But now it's the whole mouth of veneers. And they too big a lot of times when you do the whole mouth. Blockbuster. That's what it was. Replaced by Netflix. You got it, Tagisty. Uh-huh. Man, this is a good one. I love renting movies. You could rent the whole VCR too. Yep. Another thing that's up and gone. Katie, I remember Blockbuster. I spent many nights there. You could spend a whole lot of time up in Blockbusters. A lot of time. And you were safe up in there. When you stop and you think about it, you were very safe. Uh-huh. After that, we kind of touched on this when we first came in. Cursive writing, y'all. Now, I totally disagree with this because we were taught that you had to do cursive writing to sign your signature. You couldn't print your signature. It had to be in cursive. Well, I guess now you can print a signature. Once upon a time, this was in every elementary school. But now it's not required anymore. At all. It's disappearing from the school systems. It's no longer a skill that's needed. Why? Because everything is typed. It's on the computer. You can go out there and you can get you a signature and use that as your signature. Tattoos and eyebrows. Yep, you can tattoo you some eyebrows on now if you don't have any. And tattoos are everywhere. I'm just wondering about those tattoos. As people start aging and losing weight or gaining weight, those tattoos are not going to look the same, wrinkling bodies. What the tattoo going to look like then? You're going to be saying, what is that? It used to be a ship. What is it now? A boat? I don't know. Tattoo eyebrows are in now. I just thank God I got some. I'm just trying to keep them, okay? Because that, I don't know. I don't like that look, Miss Jackie. I don't. I did have microblading done on my brows so I don't have to fill them in daily or shape. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that because it's a pencil anyway if you were having to fill them in. That's a plus, I think. Kendra Lord Blockbuster made gold off of me for late fees. Okay, holistic. Miss Jackie, what is it? Oh, welcome to the Team Queen. Okay, thank y'all. Okay. All right. The next thing, okay, cursive writing is gone now. It's been replaced. Remember the old CD-ROMs? Anybody remember those? It was a software system. And let me see. I might have one. I might have screenshotted one because some of y'all might not know what that looked like. Hold on. This is the VHS tape that we talked about. That's what it looked like. And the floppy disk, that's what it looked like. Because I forgot I got a little Tajista in here. Okay, let me see. Go that way. Well, it turned on me. But y'all saw it. Okay, come on, phone. Turn around. Okay. Encyclopedias. Oh, shoot. This phone here doing the spin around. Okay. There we go. Ours were red. I believe it was Botanica was the brand that we had because it was a couple of different kinds. The disposable camera. And you took it in. You gave the whole the whole camera to them. hmm They would develop it into pictures and they give it back to you with some little films in there in case you want to make some more pictures. Yeah, lots of things have happened. Lots of things have changed. Let's see what else I have in here. Postcards. Don't nobody write no postcards no more. First of all, postage is too high. People can't write no more like they used to. They can type now. They're on a computer. So your writing skills are kind of like out the window too. I agree, Ms.V. They should know cursive. Yes. I mean, that takes you back to your forefathers when we got modern day history. George Washington and all them were doing cursive writing. Why would you want to take it away? I think that's kind of putting us behind other countries too. I'd have to do some research on that. Let's see. They take digital signatures and printed names as signatures. Exactly. But that's not really my signature. I get it and I've done it. But I keep saying I didn't write that. That's not mine. Okay, Auntie Millie is speaking to everyone. I've been here, but I see my teammates had everything covered, so I enjoyed the conversation. Okay, I'm trying to make a few more mods along the way. Miss Jackie is a do mod tonight too. She's agreed to be a mod. 8-track tapes for the cars. Yes, ma'am, holistic. And then we went from the 8 tracks to the cassettes, to the CDs. To just to say she want an encyclopedia. Can y'all find her encyclopedia? I used to work at the bank switchboard. Okay, Miss Jackie, you were one of them plug-in ladies. Take it in, take it out. Okay, okay. Y'all know I told y'all I couldn't have done that. I got too much energy. I got to move around. Forget this thing. They be sitting up there waiting on me. I'll be outside somewhere. You do still send greeting cards, and I also make them with my Hallmark software. Well, that's good, Katie, because I think that's becoming a big thing of the past also. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to Chatting with Ms.V. Hey, Brittany. Brittany, what you know about things that have came in and gone out with the blink of an eye? That's what we talking about over here. I don't know how long you and Lucinda been in here. Ms.V, till this day, I keep a book of postage stamps just for emergencies. So you get those postage stamps that forever stamps. That's what they call. So you don't have to go buy all them little penny stamps. I got some over there. I have some too, Latasha. Hey, Miss V in chat, I'm late, but I have my excuse note. I was asleep. I can't with you, Audrey. Audrey, I'm looking for some more moderators. Would you like to be a moderator? Drop in the chat, yes or no. Whoever want to be a moderator, I need at least 2 or 3 more to relieve some of these because they can't come in every time. 3 of them have channels, which is Yo-Yo, Chef Mac. Who else, y'all? Somebody. Trucker's wife is on the road all the time. She comes in when she can. Auntie Millie has a business and she can only come in when she can. But at least they trustworthy people. That's what I'm looking for. Alex is in here most of the time. Yo-Yo come in when she can. Now we have Miss Jackie Johnson. And I need about 2 more. So I can always have a mod in here. Elevator operators. I remember that as a little girl downtown Monroe. I used to love to get on the elevator and they had the little cage gate that you pull back and forth. And they had this lady over there. She would push the buttons for you and she would open up the gate. They actually had people operating them. You didn't operate them. Yeah. Okay. So That's another thing that has gone out and it's never to come back again. You're going to do it yourself from now on. Okay. Hey, Miss Tabitha. Good evening. How you doing? You got stamps too? Lucinda? Okay. Okay. Let me think for a minute. Hold on. Brittany said, let me think. Brittany, what you on tonight? You got to think about it. Cursive writing is coming back. Some states are already implemented, and they should have never took it out. Kendra, it's been gone for 14 years now. Back in certain states, they still ain't teaching it here in Texas. Our children ain't gonna be smart. They ain't gonna know how to cursive write. Forever stamps last forever. Yes, Tabitha. I have some over there. I don't never hardly use them because it's debit card on everything now. It's automatically taken out of my account. So every now and then I have to use a stamp for something, but not much. Okay. Came in and gone out is gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. To just to say, come on, let's get back to the people part of this thing. Came in and gone out is gentlemen. Men nowadays don't know how to treat women. You right? They don't open up the doors. I was so impressed with my last husband because the first night he opened the door and he did it the whole 10 years before he left here. He always opened the door and he always stood there and let me get in and he went around to the other side. That is old school. That is out the window. He always beat me dressing. He went downstairs in the basement and he looked at TV or he did whatever he would do. Never rush at all. Now he might get out there on that road and make up that time, lead foot, but he didn't rush. How can you not miss a person like that? Hey, Errol, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Ms.V, thank you, but I only have my cell phone and I think you need a computer. But I certainly will be a watch eye when them trolls come in. Okay, Audrey, I got you. Okay. I don't have no space for it. Where I'm gonna put it on the dresser? That was my problem on the nightstand. I mean, it's just really no space in here for a computer. Not the big old clunky. And I had the iPads. Remember, I had two of them, and I gave them away. I was calling myself getting something small, and I just went to two cell phones. I worked fine off of these, but I do need to get maybe. I'm gonna think about that, but I don't. I really don't want that big old clunky computer. I don't. Mm-mm. Um. Wait a minute. What you saying, Brenda? Not yet, John. It here on Arkansas either. Okay. Miss Tabitha, Alex wants you to come join us as a moderator. I agree, Miss V, about the cursive writing. It should have never been removed. No, why you removing your signature? That's your signature, baby. That's what we had to sign checks and everything else in cursive. That's the way we were taught. And then all of a sudden it's just gone. Yeah. So I mean, paper checks even. Who writes paper checks anymore? I don't know the last time. I got a full book that I carry in my wallet, but I don't never write no checks. I can move it from the account to the cash app, lock it down, and go on about my business. So I don't need to write a check. I can use my debit card. I can use whatever. Miss Martin was telling me something about getting a Now card today. I don't even know what that is, but it's something where you don't have to use your debit card when you're ordering things off of Amazon and stuff. These OGs need to teach these young men about chivalry. They don't know. Holistic, not them that came up from the 80s on, that they like it. Because us, that would have been me as a parent. Most of them were out in the street. I was the older parent in my generation. All my friends had kids in high school or right out of high school when we first started off. So I was the older one. I didn't even get pregnant with mine until I was 27 when I had her. So their kids are already like 10 years old. A lot of them. When I'm going back to my 10th year high school reunion, I had the baby. They had kids that could babysit my baby. That's how slow I am. I didn't do things in a hurry. You can mod from your phone, Audrey, says Brittany. Audrey wants you to Facebook her step by step, Brittany. Thank you. Chivalry is dead, they say. My hubby was raised old school too. He would open doors. He always says, lady orders first. Yes, you walk in the door first too. But I notice a lot up on that East Coast. Baby, if you think the Southern men are losing it, they don't really lost it. The woman be still outside coming in. They already be sitting inside, sit down eating. Like, what? It was an eye opener, the difference in different areas of the country, going from the West Coast to the East Coast to the South. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the North to see that big of a difference. But I can tell you about that Northwest corridor out there, and I can tell you about that East Coast, and I can tell you about the South. Tabitha say, she don't want to. She want to just come in and sit back and relax. She don't want to read all that old trolling stuff. Okay. Not only removing your signature, those that don't know how to write cursive cannot read it. Exactly. Reading is lacking too. A lot of people can't read anymore. I don't know what they did with Hooked on Phonics. I thought that was the best thing shaking when my child came along. I do. I write a check for everything. I don't have a debit card. Okay, you say she old school. She ain't doing all this old debit card. You ain't got to worry about being hacked. And if my bank don't hurry up and get a system where they can lock that card, I'm going to have to go get another account because I've been hacked so much, it's just unreal. Don't use it out there ordering nothing. Do not. If you don't have a debit card that locks after you use it, you're gonna get hacked. Oh Lord, how did I get a wrench? Brenda says she's gonna take you through it. Audrey, do you not want it? If you don't want it, I'll take it back. Talk to me. Okay, Tabby, I respect that, Queen. Yes, we don't want nobody to do it who don't want to do it. If they would rather just sit in the chat and listen, that's cool too. You right, Kendra. Chivalry is dead. Do not believe that, ladies. Okay, all right. Audrey, she gave it to you. Modding is when you see a comment. Ms.V don't want kids trolling, rudeness. Click on the comment in that chat and select time out. Thank you, Auntie Millie. So you're giving Auntie Millie a little break too, because Auntie Millie been working hard. Audrey said, you got it. Alex said, you got it. Y'all will help each other. Look at the just and fell out laughing. Ms.V, Baltimore is rated one of the rudest cities in the whole country. I lived there for 10 years. You ain't got to tell me nothing. People don't speak to you. They don't hold the door open for you. I saw some rudest stuff I ain't never seen before in my life. And I'd be smiling and speaking. And my husband was like, stop doing that. And I was like, what is you talking about? Would not even let me go into Baltimore by myself. We lived in Catonsville outside of Baltimore. Nope, you are not going without me or my mother. Oh, okay then. Whatever. That was not a good example for you, the Northeast. I was on the Northwest corridor. I was in Vancouver, Seattle area when I was over there. North of Baltimore is not that rude. I grew up in Boston. We never did make it to Boston, Auntie. He took me through most of the 13 original colonies, but Boston was someplace I never got to. Xavier saying Dallas too. I spent quite a few to me, Dallas is slow compared to Houston. So I don't see that much. People moving much slower than the Houston area. Becoming Woman is in the building. Hey, how you doing? Well, we have been talking tonight how times have changed. We've been down memory road tonight. Um, a Becoming Woman. That's what we've been talking about. Okay. A check or cash, don't have cash app either. Oh, you really staying old school, huh? Okay. As a banker, I approve this message about the debit cards. Thank you. Because I'm telling you, I have been hacked, I say in the last 10 years, at least 10 times. And they had it for a while at my bank, and then all of a sudden, they switched systems and they don't have it. But she said they're trying to get it back for the summer. I told them, I said, that's on y'all now. I've been with y'all since 1979. But in 2024, I could get up and leave. I ain't got time for y'all to be shutting my account down and I'm broke, busted and disgusted, waiting on y'all to get this shit straight. Ms.V, if you have an app for your debit card, you can lock it yourself. An app for your debit card? No, it won't. Mm-mm. They don't have the system that they have now, it will not lock. I have an app on my phone, AT. They supposed to let you know if suspicious activity, and they do. But by the time they do, they already done took off and got it. Sometimes they catch it because I'll call them and say I'm going out of town. So they're looking for suspicious activities. One Sunday, I was laying up here on the sofa. It was during football season. And they called me, and I was getting hit in Florida. And it was an Airbnb and something else. They took an Uber ride and something else. I don't know. But it was close to Super Bowl time. It's on a video out here. Yeah. What's up, friend? I caught a live on time. Friend, no, you didn't, because we almost getting ready to get off of here. We reading the last of the comments now. Nowadays, some bills only require an electronic check, no debit payments. That's irritating to sometimes. Okay, go on, pull it out now. I probably done spent too much. I get it. Kendra, I'm trying to get hoarse, y'all. Audrey says she on top of it. Okay, I'm looking. So trolls move up down the road. This is gonna be fun with this new group in here. I can already tell because Audrey is a mess. I asked because you have the Dallas skyline. That's not Dallas. That's Houston, baby. Behind you. That's Houston from the 70s. That's not Dallas. That's probably how Dallas looks like now. But that's Houston from the 70s. That's 45 and 610. Uh-huh. That's what that is. Which doesn't look anything like that now. There's no little spaces in between any buildings. Audrey, once you do it one time, it'll make sense. But so far, everyone's behaving. Go right ahead and figure out. Audrey, go get it. I got faith in her. And it's going to be fun when she does it, too. These youngsters won't even pump their gas. They sure won't. Mm-mm. Nope. And that's another thing I missed about him. I ain't have to pump no gas because he knew I had worked in a petroleum industry for 20 years. He knew I didn't like the smell of it. It just reminded me of times gone by when I had to work for a living 12 hours. No. Mm-mm. Now I got to get out there and pump it. Every now and then as a man at the pump, they'll say, no. You know, if I'm all dressed and everything, they'll say, I got it. Or either, there's somebody hanging around looking for some change and you give them $1 and they'll pump it. Becoming Woman said they used to have it about 3 months ago. My credit union took it away, the card lock feature. But why? They having to pay out more money now and use their insurance. I don't get it. I really don't. Amen. My mama been hacked hell of a times. Granted, they find it suspicious almost every time, but it's still not a good feeling. Sure ain't. It wasn't a good feeling on a weekend when my card is down and I ain't got no card to even get no bank money out the bank. I got to go over there and ask one of my friends or my sister, somebody, hey, let me have 100 until Monday or Tuesday or whatever. That's messed up. You were so mad, it's like they want fraud to happen. That's the way I see it, becoming woman. Exactly. Okay. I'm going on down to the bottom here because, y'all, it's my time. Let me guess, all these wrenches scared the Joseph and the Mary up out of these trolls. Kids, they are belts all over the place now. Yeah, and I'm going to make a few more if I have to. As I'm sick of this, AT. It's just got to be too much now. But anyway, y'all, I have come up on my hour, past it for a little bit. But I hope y'all have enjoyed the conversation we had over here tonight, going back down memory lane. Y'all seem like y'all did anyway. So I'm going to get off of here. Y'all hit that like button up at that right hand corner for me. Catch the replay if you came in on the tail end. Brenda never did come back with nothing, so I guess she fell asleep. I can't with that girl. But anyway, y'all like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for coming in, chatting with me tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful night. Love you much. I'm out. Okay.